will gather.
If come town together,
We can make together.
we can make together.
There are those of us who like to venture to the unexplored. Those of us who go out there with a sense of wonder, bridging worlds, finding delight in our differences. If you are one of us and you want to explore more of this great planet, we're ready to take you there. Widen your world.
Thank you. Third frame, Mark Williams to break.
Mark Williams breaks off in frame 3, fresh from his break of 63, to level his quarterfinal with Mike Dunn. Their 5th meeting. Williams seeking his first ever win over the red car queuist, who celebrated his 46th birthday on Monday. And he's already had a week to remember. Can he make it even better? He's made a pretty decent start.
Doesn't get any better than that. Great shot, but needs that cue ball to hold up before that balk line. Just about held up. Great pot.
His 3rd great pot from long range.
Yeah, it deserved to be better on the green, you know. It was just a fraction too hard. And not taking the risk on the green. Just playing the snooker.
Mike Dunn 1.
And no need to take big risks.
Yeah, and he played it pretty well, didn't he? Because as we know, those touch shots, when you're trying to just nestle in behind a bought colour, aren't easy on these superfine cloths. You can easily overcook them.
Yes, he just rubbed the table, didn't he, on the balk line to see if there was a little bit of slate a bit high, because we have seen that before where it hits the slate line and rolls off and you miss the ball completely. Well, whichever way he plays to land it into the pack of reds, it's going to be dangerous. Playing the 2-cushion escape and couldn't have played it any better. And that's when you can use that 2-cushion escape. When you're in a little bit of bother
the cue ball's landed right under the baulk cushion.
He couldn't have caught them any better, could he? So from that great long pot, Mike Dunn is now in a little bit of trouble, although that was well played. Just catching the red thin. Target is behind the green here. This looks good. He's cut off the right side of the reds, which makes the safety a lot more difficult. Had to be just the pink there to get that line in behind the yellow, and that's another very good safety. %86 each on the safety. Caught that one a little thick. Oh, nothing wrong with Mike's safety. Spot on at the moment.
Yeah, you can see why he's prospered this week, can't you? His ability to keep things really tight. His long game has clearly been in fine fettle as well.
Yeah, not a bad return either. This is good stuff from both players.
And that's as good as we've seen.
Another very good safety this time from Mark Williams. Not quite a snooker, but still a good safety. This is when he's just got to catch the paint, unless he plays the cue ball onto the black cushion. Excellent. And this time, I think it is a snooker. A very good shot, this time from Mark Williams. He's such a good judge of pace, Mark Williams. To get the cue ball dead under the cushion like that. Push one towards the corner, and that's a mistake. The red is on, but it's tough. Just off straight, so he can play down for the blue or the brown. Yep, excellent shot, and he's on the brown or yellow. So a chance. These are good shots, full length of the table, just off straight.
Yes, and neither have missed yet from long range. 6 out of 6 now combined.
Three.
Look how close he is to the cue ball.
4.
All the great players down the years get close to the cue ball. Jimmy White, very close. Hendry, look how close it is. I'd like to get the pink back on its spot. And then he'd have the pink and blue
6.
to play with.
Seven.
Now, if you could knock in another good big break here, that would settle him. And he'd be thinking about revenge then for those 4 wins that Mike Dunn's got against him. Got to say, that's remarkable. 4
13.
wins against one of the greatest players ever.
And not just wins either, for Hastings.
14.
Well, just a little bit too far. May have to play for the Reds into the middle.
Twenty. $21.
I keep saying it, but what a touch Mark Williams has got around the pink and black spot. Hardly moves the white ball at all. This time holding the spot. Pink will go down onto the blue spot.
27. $28.
Now, if the blue goes, the blue would go back onto the pink spot. But he's only got one more open red he can play for. So if he can, he may play the cannon to the red and black. Played it to the black and didn't catch it full enough. And that could be end of break.
33.
He was playing the cannon full ball to the black. So just a safety. Oh no, he went for the pot. And he may have left the red on.
Mark Williams. 33.
Well, that was ambitious, and he didn't get close.
And that was a strange shot from Mark Williams.
One.
We've heard about how Williams found it difficult this afternoon, having to wait and wait and wait to get onto the main match table, but it's important that he stays patient. Now he's here. He doesn't need any reminding that he can't afford to take liberties with Mike Dunn.
7.
Yes, Mike just came a little too far for this red. But that's a great recovery shot. What a shot that is. And he's got an angle on the pink to disturb the reds. That's a super shot. Now needs to play this with lots of topspin. Try and swing that cue ball over into the reds. And that worked out very nicely. He's developed at least a couple, maybe 3.
14.
Nothing for being straight
15.
on the pink here. It needs an angle so it can get back to that red just to the left of the black. Can't see if he's got an angle on the pink to be able to get to the red. Yeah, that's difficult. He'd have to really whack that one into the middle pocket to move that cue ball down the table for the red, and that risks missing the pink. Oh yes, right in the middle, and still didn't get the cue ball far enough.
21.
Good pot. Bringing another red out. Hasn't blocked the pocket, has he? That's unfortunate if he's blocked the pocket. It's blocked. Yeah, he can touch the pink, maybe try and play the snooker, but the green is also an option. He could have just touched the green.
Mike Dunn, 22.
Well, he was unlucky there, for sure. Played a good shot to develop that red. Deserved to be on it. Or at least deserved to be on the pink, which was then obscured by the red. So just 10 points between them. Still 59 on the table.
I'm not sure about that shot. He's going to be snookered next shot. Or should be. May have let him off. Mark Williams' touch just let him down there. Should have been tight behind the black. Touch his back. Wow, that was risky. But he's managed to miss the red and the pink. Years of practice. Mike Dunn jumps on the floor to try and help that cue ball into the pocket.
Well, it's a horrible shot now, isn't it? Would have been straightforward, ball in hand in the D. But the cueing, very awkward from where he is.
Yes, and he can't hit the right side of the red by the middle pocket. I mean, he could try and hit the red and use the angles of the pocket to send the cue ball back to the balk area. And this is risky. With that red over the middle.
Oh, and a mess.
Well, that will be going back.
Back.
So, second attempt at this red by the middle pocket. Has to hit it this time. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Had the white stayed out, it would have been relatively safe. Could have potted the red. But instead the white goes in. And he's overscrewed it.
One.
Played for the pink. $19 points the difference, so he could put the brown safe.
Mark Williams, 1.
Can you see this red to the middle? Still a tough pot if you can see it.
One.
Well, the kiss could have been kinder, but it looks like a snooker. 20 points the difference.
Mark Williams won.
And this isn't easy to hit and get safe. This is a good attempt, though. What a good shot. What a good shot. Well, could try and get that cue ball in behind the brown again. But didn't want to leave the red on. And he might just have done that. That was a half chance. Has he got away with it? I think he has. He hadn't. Great pot. Now, the snooker or the blue. Never touch your sides. It's the snooker.
Mark Williams won.
Williams banking on him, either missing it or hitting it and leaving it. Doesn't want to leave a free ball.
Foul.
Doesn't want to leave a free ball.
Mark Williams 4.
Back it goes. 25 in the game.
Which means if Dunn misses for a second time, Williams will only need the red.
I think it was.
This is a little bit more dangerous because if he misses it this time, he could leave the red on. And that's just what he's done. By playing it that way, he's left the red on. Just the red needed. Isn't a gimme, but with the balls on the cushions like they are, not as much pressure on it. Yeah, just overcooked it. So let off.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I think Williams has got to answer a call of nature. Pretty urgent call by the looks of things. I've never seen him move so fast. Well, that's the second ball that Williams has missed in this match with the rest. But he is in charge of this frame, as Joe mentioned. Green tied up, blue tied up, brown not ideal. So Mike Dunn with a lot to do to turn this frame around. He's played pretty well so far, Joe.
Yeah, he has. And with Mark missing that red, it might have given him just a little bit of confidence, Mike Dunn. Because when you don't get punished, it's like you get the feeling that you're invincible. Here's the red again. And a little fortunate that he didn't leave the red on. And there it goes. And they're off.
Usain Bolt, eat your heart out. Well, just a reminder, if you're only just joining us, We've already had our first quarter-final today. What an epic it was. Elliot Slessor eventually outlasting Liu Yushan by 5 frames to 4. And, of course, we've still got 2 last 8 matches to come. Yan Bingtao and Rob Milkins is our feature match to follow this one later this evening. And on table 2 concurrently, it's Tian Pengfei against Liu Haosha. That'll be on the Eurosport player. Yan Bingtao and Rob Milkins here on Eurosport 1. It's been a week of surprises, hasn't it? All sorts of leading lights bowing out much earlier than anticipated. This is the tale of the tape thus far. Well, pot success from Mike Dunn, outstanding. And look at the long pot success as well. That's 8 out of 8, 4 each. Also outstanding. This is the first scrappy frame. And at the moment, Williams, who's now back in the arena, is in control.
That's another very good pressure shot. Had to sit in his chair, waiting for that red. But look at that. That was a really good pot. I think he's got something in his eye. Yeah, there's something there.
Well, an inopportune moment for that to happen. This pink has got to go, otherwise he needs snookers.
Well, that's just where he wants to be. Needs the rest to pot the yellow, but he should be able to stun him behind the green. If he can see the yellow, that is. Tried to nudge the green out and only just missed it.
9.
And it was worth the attempt because it would have been hard to get from green to brown if you just dropped in behind it. But maybe a chance of a snooker here. Don't think it's hard enough, and he bows his head because he knows he's sent the green towards that
I don't know.
right corner pocket. 20 points the difference, so just the green needed. Potted a red like this earlier. And he's potted the green as well.
3.
Gave it every chance to go in by playing it at the speed he did. Mike's problem really was he should have made sure of the green. The snooker should have come second. It's not over yet, though.
3.
No, 1 snooker required.
Good chance here. Not hard enough. Tried to push the black onto the cushion. A clever shot. Mark Williams.
Still having a problem with a bit of grit or something in his eye. Last thing you need is a snooker player.
try and get the cue ball in behind the black here. He had the line, he just didn't have the strength. It's a little bit harder. Well, if you can see this full ball, he's got a chance here of getting that cue ball in behind the black. Yes, he's got him.
9 gone 4.
Excellent shot. Although with the blue being close to the cushion, not too difficult to hit. But there's room round it, and he's found it. So now Mike Dunn can win.
Mike Dunn. 5.
Williams invited to play again.
Yes, he didn't really know whether to take it himself or not. Couldn't have it put back because he needed snookers.
"35 minutes and counting now, this frame." It's an important one, though, because Williams was in first, looking good for 2-1. He's always looked the favourite in this frame, but he could yet lose it.
Looks good, this. Just come out of the snooker. And the problem is that he may pot this, but he doesn't really want to pot it, because the cue ball will be down in the balk area. Where's it going to finish? It could be good. Well, it could have been easier for Mark Williams. Oh, what a good kiss. It was going over the pocket. Cue ball coming back, but just caught the pink. Otherwise it would have been right over that corner pocket. Well, he was tempted by the last blue. To me, that looked more difficult than this one. Good pot. But has that pot cost him the game? He's got the angle on the pink to stand in behind the black, I think.
And he's 5 out of 5 from long range.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, so close.
Magnum 5.
But he's left the pink on.
Well, those are the margins, aren't they? Very nearly a spectacular fluke. In the event, an easy pink for Mark Williams. He'll be relieved to have got over the line in that frame. It was looking a bit iffy towards the end of it. It lasted the best part of 38 minutes, but it's gone the way of the two-times world champion, who lost the first frame, but has won the next two to lead by 2 frames to 1. Frame before the mid-session interval. Mark Williams, who trailed 1-0, now leads by 2 frames to 1. Bit of a marathon just now, nearly 38 minutes long. Decided on the colours. Mike Dunn having got the snooker he needed, but couldn't quite finish the job. He's played pretty well so far.
Yeah, a little fortunate there, though. Caught the blue. And still got a good cue ball. Oh, but that's a great shot. Nothing wrong with that. And maybe able to pot the brown, come down the table for that red by the black. This was a great shot.
Well, it's been vintage Williams from long range. He hasn't missed one. It's always been a strength of his. But that, not so good. Had a few problems with that left centre pocket, hasn't he?
Mark Williams 1.
Yes, but I think he's been rather fortunate. Oh, has he? Can he get to this red? He can. So he hasn't been fortunate, and a chance for Mike Dunn. Now he could play into the reds here. Hold for the brown.
8.
Not too hard. Or he could play the cannon to the brown to hold for the black. Choice is his. Played the cannon to the brown.
9.
Got you on every.
16. $17.
And could have done with a little bit more angle on the black. So may have to play for that red below the black. Yeah, he couldn't get back to the red. He obviously thought he could, but he didn't look to have the angle. So disappointed, just the safety.
I done 24.
And this was always going to be the challenge for Mike Dunn today. Could he score heavily enough when he got the opportunities? He can certainly compete in the safety stakes. We've seen that already. But to beat Williams over the best of 9 frames, you've got to make the breaks as well.
Well, that's a brown.
Nice.
And he is colourblind. Oh, what a shame. He is colourblind. He's played the brown half ball. No doubt he played to hit the brown.
Well, it's pretty unusual to see this, but there are 1 or 2 on the circuit. Peter Ebden is another who have difficulty distinguishing the brown from the reds.
Well, the thing is that I was about to say he could have benefited from that had the red been on, but it hit the angle. It's come safe.
Foul. I done 4.
It's all happening. Now he's just confessed a foul. Feathering the white. Joe made the point that he does cue very close to the cue ball.
Very fortunate to have caught the blue. Mike Dunn taps the table, but it was a stroke of luck there. He needs to keep his eye on the brown, Mark Williams. Because if he doesn't know where it is, he'll again here.
Pretty unusual to see the brown close to the reds, and he's just checking there with our referee Desislava Bosileva that it is indeed the brown.
Yes, he's allowed to ask the question. Funnily enough, he can say, is that the brown? But he can't say, where is the brown?
Do you speak from bitter personal experience?
So the referees tell me. Well, a safety mistake, but he hasn't left anything easy. Unless there's a plant there to the middle.
Meanwhile, exiting stage, or rather arriving stage left, are 2 more quarter-finalists. Tian Pengfei against Liu Hao Shan. That's about to get underway, of course. This second quarter-final on table 1, running late after the epic earlier today. The final 2 quarter-finals were both scheduled to start concurrently at 7 o'clock. The final match, which we'll be featuring later, between Yan Bingtao and Rob Milkins, it's going to be much later than advertised.
Oh, well, anybody hurt? And this time he has left a red on. Didn't get anywhere near the pot, I'm afraid. I thought he would have played it spin for the black.
1.
If you have a look at this red again, if it had played for the black, he wouldn't have left anything except the red he's playing on, and it would have made the shot a lot easier.
As it is, chance for Williams. He's still going to have to be mindful of where the brown is.
Yeah, I think he knows where it is now.
7.
And in a moment, he should be potting it, sending it back down onto its spot, where he can keep an eye on it.
8.
And when he takes this brown, he should play for the red below it. That releases another red into the same pocket as the brown. This is looking good. Mark Williams, he's still got the problem of those 3 reds on the black cushion. But the other 4 reds should be okay.
13.
Tried to get low on the pink so he could get to the reds.
How he would love a 2-frame cushion at the interval.
$19. 20.
And that's just where he wants to be. The right side of the pink. Just to leave it somewhere there for the red to the right corner. Which that then makes the red to the left corner available. He's just coming around to have a look. But once he removes this red, that should release the other red. Needs to finish high on the pink this time round.
27.
Just like that. No good being the other side of the pink there. So that pink takes him into the lead. Now he's going to find a way of
30.
busting then 3 reds open. And the way to do that would be to be on the black high. So this next shot, important that he gets on the red to be able to get to the black. Just needs to leave it a little high on the black so he can play the cannon to the reds.
41.
And that's just about right. Needs a bit of luck here. If he could catch middle red thin, then he'd send the other red towards the pocket. Let's see how he plays it. Caught the other red too thick.
$48.
Oh, what a great recovery shot.
49.
That's a terrific recovery shot, and there's a red in the balk area that he can play for. Now he'd like to be on the black next shot, and if he's got the angle on the red, he could
55.
come down for the black. If he's too short, he'd be on the pink. Does he have the angle on the red to get to the black? He did. He needs it to slow down. Now, has he got the angle to play the cannon? Or just drop in behind them? Played the cannon. Well, that's not too bad. 32 points the difference.
63.
This red is potable, but also missable.
And this and the black would be enough.
Yeah, good pot.
64.
And as Philip said, just the black needed. Doesn't need to play this with side to get onto the red.
And what an excellent break this has been. Not straightforward. But it looks like it's been a frame winner and a 3-1 cush at the interval.
Yeah, just looking at the
71.
score, he needs 2. Mike Dunn. And there's one of them.
Except that it's one
71.
against him.
Yeah, the wrong man. That's got the snooker. So Mike Dunn coming back to the table. May as well, because you never know. He might hit this and get a snooker. Who knows? At 3 snookers now.
Mike Williams 4.
It really was an excellent break from Mark Williams. 71. Which looks to have given him that 3-1 interval lead. And it's a certainty now.
1.
So the 2 times world champion bidding for his first ever win over the world number 48 from Redcar has set himself on the way
Mark Williams 6
and
and frame.
doesn't bother with anything else. He's the man in possession at the table. Superb break of 71, and having lost the opening frame to the underdog, Mark Williams has responded in style by taking the next 3.